Hello, dear fellow graduates. I'm very glad to congratulate you on our graduation from the University of California. My name is Tim Berger, and most of you know me as a chemical student who almost blew up the entire building doing his lab experiment. I'm very glad and I'm very grateful to our university, professors and people who I have met during my years at the university. My next step in my education is getting PhD, and I'm very proud that I have been offered to be an intern at one large chemical company. I hope I will succeed. Yesterday I was offered to deliver a graduation speech, and I was very surprised because I haven't been a straight A student and I missed a lot of my classes. I slacked off in some of my courses and I fell behind. I couldn't catch up with my course. As a result, I had to take private classes. Eventually, they helped me to keep up with my course. But last year, I was almost kicked out of the university because I had done a tiny mistake in my calculations, and my lab experiment didn't go well. The explosion made me lose my eyebrows. Locally, they grew back, but I was criticized severely, and I lost my interest in experiments for a while, but not for a long time. I have never heard our chemical professor to yell at students so fiercely, and I had to take an additional course in safety principles. To be honest, I am not a theoretical guy. I am more practical, and I like to experiment and to watch how the stuff works and how the elements react with one another. Taking exams and tests wasn't an enjoyable part in my education, but anyway, I managed to pass all of my exams without no much efforts. I remember the day when I spent a lot of time rehearsing for a play, and I had only a couple of hours to sleep, and I didn't have time for my preparation at all. The only thing I could answer to my professor's question on oxygen properties was that I began to tell him Shakespeare's play. Fortunately, the professor turned out to be a theater goer, and we started to talk about the poems. The professor gave me a higher grade than I deserved, and I cannot still believe that I passed all my exams and I didn't fail a single one. Yesterday I asked my dean why I was offered to deliver a grad, and he said that it was my spirit in discovery, and moreover, the guy that was going to give a speech broke his leg. I was told about my speech only yesterday, and I have to improvise as usual without no preparation. So, here I am speaking to you, and I'm very thankful for this opportunity. The university made me feel welcomed. My teenage years were different from nowadays. When I started my school, I was a shy and social, awkward child, and I was often bullied because I was short, I wore glasses, and I was good at math and science. I did well in class, so I was automatically considered a nerd. I had to change some schools because my parents moved a lot from state to state, and I felt at home nowhere. And I even didn't go to my prom. I finished school with honors, but without any regrets. And I was afraid that I would never have a friend. When I was enrolled at the University of California, I got there a place. I was very excited because my parents couldn't pay my tuition, and moreover, I got a scholarship. At first, I was enrolled at the Department of Physics, and only then, later, I understood that chemistry was my passion. I dropped in on a chemistry class, and now I want to tell you that it was my best decision that I have ever made. The university years will always have a special place in my heart, and I'm very proud to be one of today's graduates. And the only thing I want to tell you today is don't be afraid of experiments. Work hard and always make your own choices.